This is the 2KMC, here to let you know what's going down in NBA 2K20. In the neighborhood, we've got those 2K Compete events lined up for you. Start your engine Saturday with Formula 2K. The My Points you earn.
This is Hank and the Hornet on 98.9 The Flex.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, it'll be the Portland Trail Blazers up against the Nets in Brooklyn.
Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, here's what Portland has lined up on their schedule on Thursday. And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Damian Lillard is not just the best player on the Blazers, he's the team's unquestioned leader. But he said leadership is not all about talking. It's about...
I like that story, David, and a good attitude. Great job. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. They've got Anthony. He's out there with Rodney Hood. Whiteside is out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Trent in at the 2. And for the Nets, LeVert and Durant out on the perimeter. Shea is out there with Jordan. And it's Irving in at the 1. This end of the season awards already being debated. What did it mean to you when you were named All-NBA?
Well, it meant a lot, especially in my era, again, of playing against the best power forwards, I feel, in a group of all time. And so it meant a lot. There's only one power forward position, and so to be on that All-NBA team, it's something that's more special to me than being an all-star, because it's not about being the best 12 or 24. It's about being the best 5 in the league. And so those moments were always special, being named the first team NBA.
And like you said, you played in the golden era of the best players ever to play that position.
I tell you what, I think I played in the era where anyone that you would have picked in the power forward from the Western Conference, I couldn't have been upset at over myself, because everyone played in such a dominating fashion. Their teams were winning, and I knew personally how hard it was to guard these guys one-on-one.
So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. And now we have a moment to recognize the player of the week in the Eastern Conference, Shea.
And the nature of big men in the league has evolved, and he's a perfect example of how valuable a guy like this can be on your team. He's had a tremendous stretch of basketball here lately.
Well, the season still has some time to go, but right now, you have to think that Shea is the odds-on favorite to be Rookie of the Year. He's just done so much for this team all season.
Greg, I'd be hard-pressed to name another rookie that has come in and transformed their team the way that Shea has elevated this roster. Anything can happen. We know that with the awards. But right now, it's Shea's race to lose. Trent gets the bucket.
No question. Lillard is a shoot-first guard, but it's good to see him focus on distribution.
Irving passes to LeVert. Floats it up for Shea. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Anthony. And Portland again with the bucket.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
And 6 straight playoff appearances for the Blazers under Terry Stotts. Last season making the Western Conference Final.
Yeah, GA, and he was rewarded with a multi-year contract extension. He's done a great job developing their young players while also having them compete at a high level.
Three-pointer, Lillard buries the long-range jumper. Lillard's got 5 now.
Their hot start keeps getting hotter. 5 for 5 now to keep things going.
Pass to LeVert. Now here's Jordan. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And the Blazers, one of the best offenses in the league. I mean, their guards can make most any shot. And they've got some glass eaters to chase down any misses.
Both good from the line that time. And the Blazers rely on their guards in McCollum and Lillard to generate, Chris, a lot of their offense.
You're sometimes right, Kevin, and it can even be to a fault at times. I mean, they need more offense from their front court. Guys who can pound the ball inside and generate some easy offense around the rim.
Shea kicks to LeVert. They swipe it. Here's Trent. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Irving passes to Shea. Now Kevin Durant. Nets passing it around. And the pass to Shea. Shoots a fader. Basket good. He's got 5.
Oh, that's just another day at the office for Che. Comfortable working that medium range area.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. Last time they met was in Portland this season.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
They needed more fire and intensity tonight. Even if they don't win the battle of the boards, they have to put up a fight.
A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Allen's checked in for Jordan. Joe Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. Damian Lee is checked in for Karis LeVert. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Portland also making some changes. Zach Collins checked in for Whiteside. Mario Hezonja comes in for Anthony. And Trevor Ariza has subbed in for Rodney Hood. And it's Dinwiddie with the ball. Bringing it up now for the Nets. They trail by 9 points. Shea outside. Out to Harris. And another turnover here by Brooklyn. Coming into this having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And the bench turned up in that one. Whatever they couldn't get from their starters, they got from the reserves.
And when the bench steps up, it takes pressure off the starters. And they stepped up big in that
game. Here's Trent. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. 5 to shoot. 3-pointer. And the Trailblazers another 3.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Dinwiddie kicks to Harris. And here's Shea outside. A rebound by Hezonja. The Blazers on offense. They're on a 19-7 run. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Harris passes to Barkley. And the rejection by Collins.
An established defender at a young age. Collins has the timing and the reach to block shots.
And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Trailblazers lead by 12. Great team play, so key to winning. Damian Lillard broke down.
Be a star in your role. You know, I think it's one thing.
Knowing group out there on the floor for the Nets. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. The Nets shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
That free throw good from Durant. Great value in rim protection, Chris. Talk about some of the characteristics that you have seen and you use yourself in being a good shot blocker.
Well, your reputation precedes you as a shot blocker. So as a shot blocker, you've already blocked enough shots that everyone knows, hey, I'm Rudy Gobert. Don't come here in here unless you want to get that shot swatted out of the way. My name's Joel Embiid. Did you see my highlights of last game? So really what I'm saying is a shot blocker is always in your thought process. I still have nightmares about Mutombo. Oh, come on.
I bet.
Go to the next. Go to the next one, please. Come on. Get off shot blockers.
On the court for the Trailblazers. Whiteside is out there with Anthony. Then it's Little. Then it's Rodney Hood. And it's Trent in at the point. On the wing, Irving. Fires from deep. The offensive rebound, Barkley. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Nasir Little picks one up.
Oh, man, pulling from his deep bag of tricks. Shea uses the little up fake here to reposition the defender.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
and working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Shea in the last game against the Cavaliers lit up the floor. He dropped in 34 points and was his usual dominant self on the glass. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
Yeah, David, in stretches, he was absolutely dominant. Greg, he'd love to match that performance tonight.
This team needs his contributions. When he's right, he makes winning plays time and time again.
Yeah, Greg, it's all about getting into a comfort zone early. When he does that, he can be very difficult to contain the rest of the way.
Lobs it up for Jordan. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And how about the vertical of Jordan, easily rising up for the timely alley-oop slam.
Trailblazers leading by 15. Hood kicks to Little. Anthony on the wing. Passes it to Little. Portland needs to get off a shot from the arc. Trent can't hit.
And he hasn't been able to do much damage outside the three-point line. Just one triple for him in the game, and that was back in the first quarter.
And Barkley throws it down hard.
Well, sure, get the ball in Shay's hands any way you can. He will provide.
Hood for three. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And that, my friends, is a dagger.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through two quarters, he has been terrific.
Yeah, Greg, this game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. Setting the floor for the Nets. Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Durant is out there with Shea. And it's Jordan in at the 5 down low. And the Nets with possession here. Nets trail by 16. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Rodney Hood.
When KD gets it in that close to the rim, you're out a good option. He's so good. I mean, sometimes you just give him the foul. You just give the foul. Something you just don't appreciate enough. It's the efficiency of Kevin Durant. 7 straight years now of him shooting over 50% from the floor. I mean, it's incredible given how many shots he takes.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with the comfortable level.
Barkley. Chance now to check out the NBA's most efficient scorers. Shea is second. And, of course, KD.
You can't say enough about these two guys shooting this season. Both their percentages, just incredible stuff.
And you think back to when Shea stuck up for his injured teammates in college. He realizes life is bigger than the game.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Collins comes in for Hassan Whiteside. And Trevor Ariza has subbed in for Rodney Hood. Here's Anthony. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And KD, not just an elite scorer, Chris, as you said, but an efficient elite scorer.
Yeah, Kevin, you look at everyone else in the league scoring 30-plus a night, and they aren't shooting over 50% from the floor. That is just one of the many things that make KD a generational talent on the offensive end.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Allen's checked in.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And Durant sends it back.
Durant covers a ton of ground with this length, using his wingspan to wipe away shots.
And it's LeVert missing.
It's not easy to keep him from converting those. I mean, the D has to be airtight.
Lillard, the pass to Trent. Back to Lillard over Allen. And Lillard gets it to go. Lillard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
His energy level has never dropped in this game. I mean, he's working his tail off, and the D is struggling to keep up.
Barkley left side. Three-pointer on the way. They get the rebound. And the rejection by Collins.
I don't know what they drew up at halftime, but it ain't working. 0 for 4 to start the half.
Ariza passes to Lillard. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Anthony's shot is off.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Here's Allen. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. Ariza outside. Pass to Trent. He kicks to Lillard. Just 5 on the clock. From past the arc. And it's Lillard again missing.
And still looking for his first triple of the second half. He had 3 at halftime.
Well, there are some things you just can't teach. That's Che with tremendous awareness for where everyone is around him.
1:46 left to play in the third. Here's Trent. 7 points in the game. The dish now to Lillard. From deep three-point range. But they get it back. And it's Lillard again missing.
This quarter has been hit or miss for him. Mostly miss.
Out of bounds. Portland takes possession. As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. You look at the Nets. What a run they've had this year. In first place and charging seemingly at will toward the postseason. These guys have been outstanding.
Yeah, I think for the Nets, they must have reached every goal they set for themselves this season. For them to be this high in the standings this late in the season, what an accomplishment.
Yeah, Greg, and early in the year, maybe they were catching some teams by surprise, but now everybody knows how strong they are, and they're still rolling along.
And here's a look at the numbers for Lillard.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different scorer than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
Off target from three-point range. Nets trail by 14. Shea passes to Claxton. The Nets working the ball around now. Barkley, no luck. Portland's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Here's Ariza. And he drops it in from the low post. Ariza's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
It's clear to me. Is it clear to you that Ariza feels at home in the post? I mean, just working his way inside and nailing these quality shots.
Lee dishes to Dinwiddie. Sweet little floater.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Ariza passes to Hood. The three-pointer is right on target. Hood's got 13.
You can't allow Hood to get comfortable from there. He loves getting the chance to shoot the 3-ball.
And it's Lasagna with the foul. That's his first foul. Hood against Lee. Out to the wing. Floats it up for Che. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And stolen by Che. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers. Feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They've had... Terry Stotts had some advice for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Hey, good job defensively. Good job on dropping on the rolls.
Teams will make substitutions. Hey, Chris, this year Pioneer Chuck Cooper inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Long overdue, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, he was the first African-American player ever to be drafted. I mean, let's just think about that. Jackie Robinson of basketball. He paved the way, and what he endured, and his teammates, by the way, of all colors, is well documented. And I think the Celtics need to, and I think they will retire his number 11 and have it hang up in that famed Raptors of theirs over there.
I agree. On the floor for Portland. Little out there with Anthony. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then there's Whiteside. And it's Trent in at the two-guard spot. Barkley kicks to Jordan. And that one, good.
No hesitation to get it to the rim. He uses his height advantage to convert the easy one.
Lillard against Irving. Now, here's Lillard. He's tightly guarded. Off target with the free throw line, Jay. Puts it up from 17. No good from Irving.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
Oh, you're right. He'd take that 10 out of 10 times. You're not going to miss many of those.
Nets trail by 12. To the paint. Here's KD. Portland grabs the miss. Anthony's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Lillard. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. And it's now 26 points for Lillard.
Now we're seeing the very best of Lillard tonight. I mean, he's a Swiss Army knife of an offensive player. I mean, he's got a tool for every job.
Down low, here's Durant. And the Nets miss again.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Pass to Trent. Whiteside up top. Now the pass to Lillard. 6 to shoot. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Look, the more threes he misses, I mean, the more he wants to take. Where they do that at? That's not the right mindset.
Durant, that's good.
This just in. Durant is special. I mean, how easy the offensive end comes from.
Lillard surveying the D. Lets it go from deep. Can't hit that one. And it's the Nets taking it the other way.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Trailblazers.
A few times this season, turnovers have cost them, but they really kept the ball under control.
They were both focused and relentless.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
Important. With this win, they split the season series at a game apiece and also avoid the sweep. And that has to be a relief.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Lillard.
He hung a big number on the scoreboard, and it wasn't just because he was hot. He did it with movement and tenacity.
Rodney Hood's checked in for Portland. Barkley against Anthony. Irving. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Damian Lillard.
We see how elusive Irving is, and he uses this skill to draw contact on the way up.
He hits the first one, and that brings them within single digits. So for the Nets, Prince is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Murray comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Damian Lee in for Karis LeVert.
Well, Irving came into this league as a terrific three-point shooter, and I think he's only getting better with age if he can.
It's the first, and that will put them up by 9. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
That ought to do it. I think any chance for a miracle comeback just went out the window with those freebies.
Lets the 3 fly, and it's Whiteside with the rebound. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. They led by as many as 18 points.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yeah, the game got away from them, but hopefully they've learned some things, and hopefully they'll be able to make some adjustments next time.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one that...
Let's face it, anytime you go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And that about wraps it up for Chris Webber.
Well, it's your man Bizarre, the AI architect, back in the building. Last time out, we talked about the basics of the play action buttons. Today, we're gonna take you a step further into something a little more advanced. Custom playlists that can be
This is Hack and the Hornet on 98.9.
Hey, we need...
And the starting lineups have concluded. So just sit right back and relax.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
It's basketball out of...
Welcome to 2K Sports presentation of the NBA. But the bad news is there is no bad. GA, it's all yours. How to talk about this, David? Some new ground certainly to look at. Thank you. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now. These, the new power rankings, they tell a great story. Take a look at the Mavericks. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And I think the Nets, they've taken this ride all the way down the stretch. Few people thought they could maintain this astonishing display of dominance.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. On the wings, Kennard and Snell. Griffin is out there with John Henson, and it's Rose in at the point. And for Brooklyn, we've got Barkley, Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Irving, and it's Durant, and it's Jordan in at center. Fantastic backcourt facing off tonight in this one, Smitty. Let me ask you, do you think this is a guard-centric league right now?
Kevin, it is. And no matter how tall you are and what position, pretty much 90% of the guys now can dribble, they can pass, they can shoot. We have guys that are 7-footers that we call them guards. So I think right now this is a guard-oriented league.
And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. Pass to Snell. Back to Kennard. The kick out to Rose. 5 on the clock. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Henson's shot is off.
It's a shot you would think he would make, but he just doesn't make it all the time.
Durant attacking. Here's Rose. He's coming off a 28-point game against Houston. To the inside. Here's Snell. Great D that time from Jordan.
3 straight misses to begin this contest and already starting to look frustrated. Fantastic ball movement. Really unselfish play by Che. But what else is new?
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
A shot by Griffin. Nobody around. Gets an open look and hits. Nets have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far. To the middle. 8 feet away. Here's Barkley. Jordan trying to free himself up. A nice shot by Che. Barkley's got his second basket.
He muscled that one in. Che unfazed by the physical play inside.
Rose kicks to Kennard. Outside for Griffin. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
I love this about Blake Griffin. Able to make tough shots in traffic. People wondered how happy Blake Griffin would be after being traded from L.A. to Detroit a few years back. He has completely embraced the city, and Motown loves him back as well, quickly becoming a fan favorite.
Here's Rose after the made shot from KD. First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. 2 minutes. Henson the pass to Snell. Pass to Rose. Over Irving. And it's Rose missing. And with Griffin, he's also embraced Detroit's situation, trying to build a contender.
Griffin said he feels like he's a part of building something special here in Detroit. You have to admire how quickly Blake has gone all in for the Pistons franchise.
Pulls up on the elbow. Shea grabs the miss.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Stolen by Henson. Snell dishes to Rose. And no good. Some solid defense there from KD. And on the way from Irving for three. Nets with a new shot clock. Stolen away. Here's Snell, covered by Irving. Inside. Here's Griffin. Shea grabs the miss. Shea's got 6 rebounds in the game. Floats it up for Shea. And Barkley throws it down.
Well-executed play, punctuated with a big finish by Shea.
A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try it.
Rose against Irving. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Pistons shoot their first free throws here tonight.
Really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
Derrick Rose, the former Memphis Tiger, has a great combination of speed and athleticism.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Jared Allen's checked in for Jordan. Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. LeVert's checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie. And Lee's subbed in for Irving. Barkley, and that's good.
It just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Lee against Rose. Is off. And so is Shea, making things happen for the Brooklyn Nets. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. And don't go away. We'll... And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the floor for Detroit, McCray is out there with Wood. Then there's Brown. Then there's Griffin. And it's Galloway in at the point guard position. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Shea in the last game against the Trailblazers was tremendous. He had 10 points, and his aggressiveness allowed him to make an impact from the charity stripe as well. This team is playing really well right now. They're playing for each other and working hard to get every win. Kevin, the one keep it on tonight.
Nice work, David. Thank you. Great. He had some fantastic things in that one. He made a huge impact.
And I look for him to try and repeat that performance here tonight. I really do.
And I'm sure Coach is hoping for that as well, but every night's different. Who knows? Maybe someone else will have to step up this time.
And the first time out, Blake Griffin stepping up his game in every way since joining the Detroit Pistons.
Kevin, last season was a career year in scoring, and he's doing so much on the floor. Rebounding and passing are a big part of his game now, and he's leading the way for this team in a lot of ways.
Kennard, the pass to Henson. Here's Wood over Barkley. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Shea.
Well, the area that has slowed the Pistons the last decade is their player development.
Yeah, you look at their roster, very few homegrown players. The Pistons haven't had a lot of hits with their first-round picks. To be a top team, you need to have a front office that can build from within.
Here's Rose. Here's Henson. Now Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Allowing any room to operate, you know he's going to be aggressive.
Irving kicks to Murray. Pops it up for Jordan.
When you lose sight of DeAndre on defense, you're in trouble. He's a huge target that can score easily when given the opportunity.
Pistons trail by 6. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Rose finds Henson. Back to Rose. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Shea.
In this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
And Rose drops them both. Nets leading by 4. The drive by Jay. And then Barkley with the dunk.
Heat check after heat check. Che continues to show that this is his night.
Now here's Rose. He's got 5. From deep. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Brooklyn. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight bet. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Well, you look at Shea in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really stayed focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers. A very high percentage of those in the first half.
Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Kyrie Irving. Then it's Shea. That's Durant, and it's Jordan in at the 5. That's the group starting the second half for Kenny Atkinson. And Jordan sends it back.
DeAndre is simply one of the most electrifying shot blockers in the game. If you put up a shot around him, you better put it up high.
Steve, the league has done a pretty good job of curbing player altercations. Some guys, always though, it seems, are going to be ready to go toe-to-toe and will not back down.
Patrick Beverly, Kevin, Draymond Green, James Johnson. Those guys come to mind. They are ready to go from the tip. They are ready to go.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, in Blake Griffin, the Pistons have their biggest star in years, probably going back to their championship team of 2004. A return to all-star form for Blake meant tremendous individual numbers last season. The Pistons hadn't won a playoff game in more than a decade. Still not the result they want in 2019. The Pistons will be trying to capitalize during Blake's prime. Kevin, we'll see where this franchise goes from here.
We sure will, David, but he's a terrific player. Thank you so much.
Outspoken about what he believes. Che's been both celebrated and persecuted for it.
The kick out to Rose. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Looking to get it going. And Jordan sends it back. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Brooklyn ball. Jared Allen's checked in for Brooklyn. Detroit also making some changes. Jordan McRae, he's checked in for Tony Snell. And it's Bruce Brown in for Rose. And Joe Allen will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. To the inside. Barkley. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Well, the thing about Kyrie, he draws so much defensive attention. Someone's often left open.
Brown the pass to Kennard. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Griffin with it. All guarded by Jay. Tries again. And there's the nice layup by Henson.
That's just staying in the moment, keeping with the current possession.
To the paint. It's tipped. Stolen by Henson. And here comes Brown. Leading the fast break. McRae, no good.
And that is the exact type of opportunity
Get the ball to the right guy in the right spot. More often than not, we're coming away with points.
So for the Pistons, .116 left to play in the third. The pass to McCray. Pass to Galloway. Here's Wood, defended by Barkley. Clock at 4. Here's McCray, and it's sent by Allen. They turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And Brooklyn making a change here. Jordan's checked in. Tony Snell's checked in for the Pistons. And here are the Nets. They're on an 18-7 run. Lee outside. Loads it up for Jay. Tries to keep it alive. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touch by Brown. .41 seconds left in the third. LeVert the pass to Barkley. Score that one for him. His 8th field goal. 8 for 11 on a very accurate night.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Passes it to McCray. This is his first chance at the line tonight.
An 80% shooter. The work he's done at the line this season. One word, solid.
Brooklyn making some changes. Taurean Prince comes in for Karis LeVert. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Damian Lee. Derrick Rose is checked in for the Pistons. And here's Irving. He's got 5. Harris outside. To the middle. Here's Jay. Can't get it to fall.
Offensively, that's how you want to end the possession, except for the result.
And so it's Brooklyn with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. Their defense has been... And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. On the wings, Kennard and Snell. John Henson out there with Wood, and it's Rose in at the 1. The shot's good.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Nets leading by 16. Dinwiddie kicks to Irving. Pass to Durant. Shea right side. And Henson sends it back. Rose serving to D. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Derrick is just exceptional in the paint. A gifted scorer amongst the trees.
Outside Irving. Down low. Looks for Barkley. Gets it to him.
Shooting at a high clip. He's found ways to get quality looks.
Pistons trail by 16. Rose passes to Kennard. To the inside. And foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line. You know, Smitty, every team at some point faces some locker room turmoil. How tough is it to balance team chemistry?
You know, it's very tough. Sometimes you have those 1 or 2 player additions that it just changes the dynamic of your team. Sometimes you lose a leader. It might not be the best player. Then a lot of times guys are playing for contracts. And some guys get a little bit upset because they figure they're playing for their individual success versus team. But when you have that right chemistry, it is beautiful.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And it boils down to the question. Toughness. One team showing it, the other allowing itself to be bullied.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Rose kicks to Kennard. And there's the pass to Henson. The dish to Rose. Just 5 to shoot. Lets it go with the 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Rose has got 5 points now this quarter.
Sometimes Derrick Rose is usually hit or miss, but when he's on, look out.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game. Allen's checked in for Jordan. And a switcher also for Detroit. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Christian Wood. Here's Griffin. No good. Excellent D there from Allen. Dinwiddie outside. A floater. Good, and the assist goes to Dinwiddie. Irving's got 5 assists in the game.
Fantastic isolation player, Kyrie. But on that play, he made a play for others.
And the call on the shot sends him to the line.
And, you know, he hasn't been able to get to the line as much as he did in that first half. Credit the defense for making the adjustment.
At the line for the Pistons, Derrick Rose. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Many with players like Curry and Lillard taking such high difficulty shots from deep range. I mean, these are just amazing. Some have said it is hurting the game and that kids will try to emulate. What do you think about that?
You know, Kevin, I think it is to some point, and to this point where so many kids now at a younger age are shooting a 3-ball from so deep. I would love for a lot of these guys to be able to show the work they put in, and then those kids try to emulate that.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect. Snell, the pass to Rose. Over Irving. Rose. 2 minutes. Rose has got 9 points now in the quarter.
The defense is in trouble because off the pick and roll, he uses his speed, he can knock down the shot, and he has it floating. Sky high, one of his advantages as an undersized forward.
This is from Kyrie Irving.
Pistons trail by 16. Pass to Henson. 141 left to play here in the fourth. But they'll get another chance. Poked away. He kicks it to Rose. 6 on the shot clock. Henson finds Snell. Griffin with him. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. For players, social media can build their brands and they can engage their fans, but there are some downsides.
Yes, it is, Kevin. I mean, it's a fantastic tool, like you said, for endorsement and bringing those fans into your home or into your life. But the downside, people can see some things they don't want to see, and also you can regret posting a lot of things.
I think, yeah, sometimes people do regret hitting that send button, so yeah, they got to be careful. You're right. Here's Jay. And Henson pulls it down. And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Detroit Pistons. They trail by 16.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Brooklyn.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
Well, in a dominant year where we've watched this team night in and night out all season long, this will bring their win total to an impressive 69.
And not only are they on their way to winning this game, this also gives them a win in the season series.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Jay.
Boy, such a big factor in the game tonight. His intensity on the boards. Even when guys put a body on him, he somehow still beats them to the ball.
Rose against Lee. Rose passes to Maker. It's deflected. Shea outside. And the dunk by Shea.
And it's just competing and, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer instinct. It's one thing to be close at the end. It's another to finish.
this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
And welcome back to the studio here on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith in a moment to...
Hey, Shaq here. You reminded me of me tonight on the boards, big fella. Talk about how much pride you take in that aspect of the game.
Big fella, I'm looking to bring rebounding back to where it was. The days of you, Rodman, Malone, flexing with big numbers every night. That's my mission this year. Make rebounding sexy again. And tonight was just a taste. Just a taste.
Man, if I was a cheerleader, I'd start it off with give me an R.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always our pleasure, although sometimes it's yours as well. For Kenny the Jet and Shaquille, Ernie Johnson.
To assign a play to a player, scroll to the play you want to assign and then press the Lob Pass button. Then select the player you want to assign that play to and press the Pass button. This will select the player and send you back to the playlist to select the next play. Scroll down to the next play you want to assign and press that.
Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, thanks for joining.
The buildings of Indianapolis are location tonight, framed against the beautiful nighttime sky. Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball. And a good portion of the starting lineup is out for this team. A lot of fill-ins tonight.
And they are in a tough position with how many of their guys are dealing with injuries. Heading down the stretch here, trying to make it into the postseason in one piece, and it makes you realize just how much of your success as a team comes down to staying healthy.
So the net starting five. Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Durant is out there with Che. And it's Jordan in at the 5. And for the Pacers, Sabonis and Turner up front. Brogdon and Oladipo, the backcourt duo. And it's Warren in at the small forward. A lot of opinions, Doris, on who may be named the coach of the year. When you look at the criteria for you when you're voting, what do you look at?
Well, obviously, you think about who has the best record. That's the first thing you look at. And what has contributed to that best record. But it isn't only about that, right? You have to consider, number one, what's the roster challenges that head coach may have had to overcome? Did he have to deal with any mid-season trades? There are so many things that go into making up a great year as a basketball coach in the NBA. So many things.
Now Brogdon, following the three-point attempt by Kyrie Irving. And Jordan sends it back. In transition, here come the Nets. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Boy, what a motor. Scouts question Che's desire in college. No more.
Brooklyn shooting their first free throw of the evening.
I think the Indiana Pacers, as an organization, a team that tries to grow its own superstars. Miles Turner, certainly a guy in that conversation. The 11th pick back in 2015. He has gotten better every single year.
Now LeVert, after Victor Oladipo missed from long range.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
With the teardrop, and Barkley sends it back.
All effort on the rejection. Shea never short on hustle.
And Durant gets it to go. And Doris, you look at Turner's impact. It's definitely at both ends of the floor.
No doubt, Kev. Turner was the league leader in blocks last season. He became a much more efficient three-point shooter. And now all of a sudden he's becoming a better facilitator out of the post. Just great development.
Here's Warren. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. Great D that time from Jordan.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. But boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Now, here's Brogdon. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Shot clock at 5. Stolen by LeVert. And again, Kevin Durant. KD's got 6.
Adding to their advantage, trying to find a way to blow this one open.
And Greg, one of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
Irving's shot is good.
And getting out in transition has been a big part of this run that they're on.
So the Pacers called timeout, their first of the game. They faced off right here last time they met, but the home club just couldn't pull out the win.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
Well, you have to believe the coaching staff made that a point of emphasis. Better aggressiveness, better intensity on the backboards.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor and a new group in for the Nets. Jared Allen's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Joe Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. Lee's checked in for Karis LeVert. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Irving. And Barkley throws it down hard.
Watch him fly, so graceful on that finish. Che lines up the alley-oop.
Pacers trail by 11. And at 6'6", Joe Harris has been asked to play a lot of minutes at that small forward position. Doris, do you think that's his natural spot?
Well, I think he's gotten pretty good in terms of his strength, if not the length for the 3 spot. He's worked really hard defensively to get better and better. And offense, though, that's where he's going to make his money. He can make shots consistently.
Here's Barkley, following the score by Indiana. There's a minute left here in the opening quarter. Now, here's McConnell. Dinwiddie covering. And Holiday, here we go. Knocked away. 5 to shoot. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
And let's take a look at Shea, some stats here. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. He's around 31 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he does the heavy lifting on the glass, throwing himself into the rebounding battle with just complete effort.
Well, you get the feeling he believes every rebound should be his, and most of them are. This guy is putting up tremendous numbers.
The Nets have shot just 1 free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
Both shots good from the stripe.
Well, think about Mr. Jared Allen. He was not the first family member to get picked in the NBA draft. Let's remember his dad taken by Dallas in the famous 1985 draft. His dad, however, would go on to have a playing career in Europe.
Now here is Holiday. No points in the game hit for him.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the flow.
Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 15-4 run right now. Now here's Dinwiddie. He's usually able to provide some lift to his team, averaging 6 points a game. He dishes it to Barkley. Back to Dinwiddie. And the Nets miss again. And so the first quarter's in the books. It's the Nets. They lead by 9. And we'll be back with you right after. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
We've got T.J. McConnell, and it's Holiday in at the 3 slot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Che in the last game against the Pistons had a huge game. He scored 28 points, and as he always seems to do, piled up rebound after rebound. He racked up big numbers in what was a really good performance. Can he carry it over tonight? We'll see, Kevin.
Thanks, David. Yeah, it was a special night for him. The team really fed off his energy.
Yeah, the catalyst for that win, it was an effort that I'm sure he's hoping to replicate tonight.
Well, there's no doubt, Greg. He certainly looked like he was enjoying himself in that last game. He had his offense flowing.
And we played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Harris, no good. And so Holiday will bring it up for the Indiana Pacers, trailing by 13. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
And coming into that one, looking to be competitive, but the disparity in talent, just too great.
You have the sense, Greg, that they expected that result. Once they dug themselves into a hole, I thought they let go of the rope.
Doris, you played, you've coached, you've broadcast, you've done it all in this business. How did you like to be coached when you were a player at the very top of your game?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things were coaches who challenged me, those who would not allow me to accept the level I was currently at, those who wanted to push me and extend and expand my game. Listen, every player wants to be respected. Every player wants to feel valued. But the great ones to me, the LeBron James, the Kevin Durant's, they want to be coached hard. They want you to push them to the greatest possible level they're capable of.
That's great insight. Pass to Oladipo. Pass to Sabonis. To the paint. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
That's good. One second left. And so it's Brooklyn controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Back to... And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You have to like what we're seeing from Spencer Dinwiddie.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Well, one of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So for Brooklyn now, LeVert and Durant out on the perimeter. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Barkley, and it's Irving in at the point guard position. And very much a modern offensive game for Miles Turner. Doris not a post-up guy per se.
No, he can shoot the face-up jump shot. He's exceptional at rim running. And think about his running form. This is a young man that tried to fine-tune his stride. He has become a factor now, Kev, going end to end.
Warren kicks to Brogdon. The pass to Sabonis. Shot clock at 6. Here's Warren. Rebound, Brooklyn. Barkley's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's KD. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got 5 rebounds tonight. Turner passes to Sabonis. Now the dish to Warren. Over Irving. Here's Sabonis over Durant. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, to me, the size of Sabonis creates problems for the defense. You cannot be careless in how you guard this guy. Domantas Sabonis enters the league as the 11th pick in 2016. That first season, I don't think people understood how good he could be. His improvement, his ability as a promising big man in this league, unquestioned at this point.
Brogdon the pass to Turner. Oladipo taking his time here. Back to Turner. Right side Warren. The three. Brooklyn with the rebound. And you look at the development for Sabonis. What stands out?
Well, I think he's made strides across the board, Kevin. And for me, this is as fundamentally sound a big man as you'll find in the league. He's a triple threat on the offensive end. He is super smart on the defensive end and quite versatile. He can guard both front court positions.
Brogdon against Irving. Brogdon the pass to Oladipo.
Come get it, come get it.
And it's blocked by Jordan.
Boy, the wingspan of DeAndre Jordan. This guy sends it back with a message.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
To the middle to end the run. Sabonis, no good. Nets leading by 23. Durant in the corner. Looks for Barkley, gets it to him. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
Boy, just sheer dominance, the ability to step into enemy territory and flat out take over. This is impressive.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. Greg, you get so caught up in how great Durant is at scoring that you forget sometimes about his other terrific offensive skills.
You know, KD doesn't really get a lot of recognition for his passing, but he has fantastic vision. I mean, arguably, he might be the most underrated superstar ever. Sees so many double teams and does a great job of getting the ball out to open teammates.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Allen's checked in for Jordan. Joe Harris comes in for Karis LeVert. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Kyrie Irving.
Boy, phenomenal decision-making from the young guard. Spencer Dinwiddie, nicely done, putting it on time and on target.
Here's Bitadze. It's hauled in by Che. Che's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Offensive rebound, Allen. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, this is exactly the kind of position you want Jared Allen shooting from, right? He gets excellent position, makes defenders nervous this close. Good job drawing that foul.
That one is off. Turner's checked in for Johnson. And the Nets making a change here as well. Murray's checked in, and the second free throw, good. And it's McConnell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Turner against Barkley. The shot by Turner, no good. For Brooklyn, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. And Barkley throws it down.
Boy, after all he's gone through, you have to think big nights are extra special for Che.
Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Holiday looking for an opening. McConnell in the corner. Passes it to Turner. Takes it off the glass.
Yeah, Miles Turner can carve space. Don't let that lean frame fool you. He can get inside and score deep.
From deep, Che. Offensive rebound. The shot, no good. Holiday, the pass to McConnell. Inside. It's stolen by Harris. It's been all about Shea for the Brooklyn Nets. He made his mark in a big way on the... And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. And a new group in for the Nets. Shea's checked in for Prince. Rodions Kurucs comes in for Murray. LeVert's checked in for Lee. And Irving subbed in for Dinwiddie. Brogdon and Oladipo, the backcourt duo. Warren is out there with Domantas Sabonis. And it's Holiday in at the 3 spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. It's interesting, Doris, to see how these NBA players that come into the league looking one way physically and they leave looking another way. They change their bodies over the course of their career.
Kevin, you talked about this earlier. These players commit to their season over the course of 365 days. Virtually no offseason. Think about the reigning MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who adds 50 pounds of muscle from the time he enters the NBA. Or the other side of the equation, right? A Yusuf Nurkic or a Marc Gasol who drop weight, Kevin, to enhance their quickness and their stamina. These guys are so committed.
They are. Pass to Warren. Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest success story, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this. The NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
From deep, Shea. It's rebounded by Indiana. Sabonis has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And the shot by Warren, no good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Shea. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Shea's got 10 points here in the second half.
Well, getting buckets on the drive, such a valuable skill. Shea, that will open up his perimeter game.
Outside Warren. Back to Sabonis. Warren against Barkley. Just 5 to shoot. And the shot by Warren, no good.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Nets.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And this has been a beautiful thing to watch this team all season long with a remarkable journey, including tonight. They'll have now won 70 on the year.
And they cap off the season series with one more win. It's been nothing but W's, 4 straight.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Shea.
Boy, this guy played with some swagger and intensity on the boards tonight, dominating the physical aspect of the game.
Irving against Brogdon. Outside Warren. Here's Sabonis, and it's blocked. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. The road team to come in and cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you later.
Hey, Jet here, man. I thought you guys came out focused and prepared. And once you built that lead, man, you never let up.
Well, step one was to close the door and then come back.
Yo, this is the 2KMC, and it's top plays time. We have the last 8 top play of the week winners, and we need your help to determine which one is the best. Over the next 2 weeks, you will vote for your top play of the summer and the recipient of 500,000 VC. Show me.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, it'll be the Dallas.
And a glimpse inside the locker room. Players' final few moments to prepare for the game. And the task ahead. The activity in front of the Brooklyn Museum, not too far from our setting today here at the Barclays Center. Live coverage of the NBA here on 2K Sports. A happy... Hey, Dave. Well, great, DA. Thanks. Only 5 games left in the season. Let's quickly take a look at how the playoff field is going to stack up out east. You look at Brooklyn, very strong season they've had, always at or near the top of the conference, and right now they're in first place in contention for that, exactly where they want to be as they close in on the postseason.
Well, I think for Brooklyn, they're well above the position they were expected to be in at this stage. Now the question becomes, can they keep it up in the playoffs?
And I can't see any reason why they can't. I mean, they've got to be considered one of the favorites to lift the trophy for me.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3. And for Brooklyn, we've got Durant. Kyrie Irving is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. Then there's Allen. And it's Barkley in at the 4 slot. With the playoffs coming up quickly, Clark, strength of schedule can play a big role as it determines where a team is going to be seated come playoff time.
No, I agree with you in terms of even just making the playoffs sometimes, Kevin, based on where teams are and who they're playing. I mean, those matchups against potential playoff teams that are still fighting for seeding, they can sharpen you up and get you ready. Actually, those games can be playoffs before the playoffs in many ways.
And I always admire the coaches, Clark, that walk their players through the different scenarios because they should be aware.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. You want everything out in front of you. As long as your team is able to handle it, and most of these teams can, I think that's a good point.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And he gets it to go.
Boy, like seeing these passes. Doncic has a keen sense for when one of his guys is open, and he gets it to him on time, on target.
Dinwiddie outside. Hits it from three-point range.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Now here's Brunson. 14 points from him the last game against Memphis.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Here's Barkley. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
He is never going to pass up a chance to attack. I mean, that's Shea's mindset and mentality. Use movement to put the defense in a tough spot.
And the Mavericks seem to have done the hard part, acquiring a potential franchise player in Luka Doncic.
And you know, guys, we've seen it, but in this league, 1 star isn't enough. That's why I think the trade for Porzingis was a good gamble. If he can stay healthy, they have an inside-outside star combo to build on.
Here's Finney Smith. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. With the fadeaway. Allen with the rebound. For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. The drive by Che. Wound up there for Allen. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Woo-hoo-hoo, that's the stuff of nightmares for the defense. They'll see that one in their sleep. A long athlete like Allen flying in the air, that's a bad picture.
Launches a three. Another three for Dallas.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
The Nets have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. In the corner, it's Che. From beyond the arc. The shot, no good. Dallas has gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Here's Finney-Smith, defended by Durant. Shoots from 14. Brooklyn with the rebound. Last time they met was in Dallas, where they beat the Mavericks.
Well, they coasted to the win in that one. Were dominant in the rebound department, and that was a huge factor.
And, you know, one of the things about winning the physical battle like they did in that game, it gives you a lot of confidence going into the next meeting. You know you can push this team around in the paint and win the physical battle.
From 10 feet out, shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Kevin Durant.
Doncic, because he's so skilled and so savvy, he does a nice job forcing the defense into tough spots when they're guarding him.
On when you see that step back three, Clark, for Doncic. Shades of James Harden, the way he gets that shot off.
And you know what they say, Luka's deceleration, hitting the brakes and stopping suddenly, is top-notch, just like James Harden's. So that's quite a compliment. A lot of that is footwork and balance, but I think his quickness, too, guys, has been a little bit underrated. This guy is a little better athlete than he gets credit for.
And here is Doncic, following the three-pointer by Che. And it's blocked by Jordan.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
Now here's Lee. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Three-pointer, LeVert. Powell pulls it in. They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
Curry against Lee. Doncic outside. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
And, you know, you look at Doncic for a forward, this guy handles the ball extremely well. He's terrific at creating for himself off the dribble.
Now here's Lee. At the elbow, it's Che. And it goes down 2 points. Barkley's got 7 points.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
High-octane action for sure. Crowd-pleasing already.
And here is Doncic. With some arc, he takes it up and lays it in. Doncic has got his second bucket tonight.
Boy, such a soft release on this difficult shot. Doncic is a master at knowing how and when to use that shot.
Well, it's been a high-scoring, competitive game through the first. Kristaps Porzingis grew up in faraway Latvia.
My older brother, he was a big fan of the NBA always.
And Greg. Platoon swap here for Brooklyn. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Porzingis is checked in for Cauley-Stein. Maxi Kleber comes in for Dwight Powell. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Seth Curry. On the floor for Dallas, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Jalen Brunson out there with Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward spot. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Che in the last game against the Pacers delivered quite a performance. He ended up with 21 points and was his usual dominant self on the glass. He put up great numbers in a terrific effort. It's not a game that anyone wanted to miss. And he'll be looking for a repeat performance tonight, Kevin.
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
Yeah, you know, every night's different. They may try to double him, might force him to adjust, or force him to make plays with the pass instead. We'll see.
Here's Brunson. After the basket by Brooklyn. Kleber, the pass to Finney-Smith. 36 seconds left in the first half of the game. 4 on the shot clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Porzingis, it's a 2. The shot will not fall. So Brooklyn will take it the other way.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Dinwiddie against Doncic. Pass to Barkley. Here's Allen, and that's going to do it. Some good defense down the stretch to end the quarter. Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Kyrie Irving. And there's Jared Allen. Then it's Shea. And it's Durant in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state. And being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and siblings, that's special. And having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
And at this point, there simply is no doubt that Kevin Durant is one of the great shooters to ever play the game. The only question is just where on the all-time list will he land when we talk about the unstoppable scorer.
And with Durant, perhaps the most amazing part, he can have quiet nights, Greg, of 30-plus points.
Kevin, his scores are just so easy for him that you forget you aren't supposed to see 7-foot sharpshooters doing it. He can score from anywhere in any fashion and can hold his own with any player in history in terms of how unguardable he is.
Powell, he's jacked in for Maxi Kleber. The Mavericks haven't yet missed a free throw. 5 for 5.
You know, Porzingis is a unique big man, no doubt about it. He's often compared to Dirk Nowitzki, somebody that can space the floor as well as hurt you with his athleticism. Actually, he's probably a tad more athletic than Dirk.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. 8 points for him. Shea inside. Guarded by Powell, and he gets the bucket.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Doncic outside. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Here's Brunson. A three-pointer off the mark.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
Stolen by Brunson. And they're moving it up. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. And now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. And that will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do on the fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you. Now here's Shea. 13 points in the game. And the rejection by Cauley Stein.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley Stein, a presence defensively.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul. The last couple of years, Clark, we've seen a couple of Hall of Fame level players go on these farewell tours on their final year in the NBA. What a great way for fans of opposing teams to honor these terrific stars.
You know, I was a little bit mixed on how I felt about the farewell tours, but these two were handled so beautifully, and there have been others that have been handled great. It gives the fans an opportunity to express their feelings for some of the greats in the game, and that's heartwarming for all of us, I think.
Yeah, you and I were just talking about the way Kobe and Wade were terrific in their tours. Now, here's LeVert. After Luka Doncic's miss.
Boy, it's all about Shea in this game. He's been an absolute beast, taking care of business.
Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Here's Doncic. Count it from 12. Doncic has got 16.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Timeout called the Nets.
Well, you look at Luka Doncic, and the one skepticism scouts had was his athleticism or lack thereof, and I think he's proven that's not necessary to be a great basketball player. And he's only getting better as he works with NBA trainers.
The Nets making a switch here. Prince is checked in. Powell against Barkley. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And you know, you heard about Doncic. Even if he's a step slow, he's always 2 steps ahead with his mental game.
You know, Kevin, that's a great point. Feel, savvy, experience, know-how. You know, he grew up playing against bigger, stronger guys, and that always serves you well as you go forward. So he understands how to create space and anticipate and feel how to get defenders off balance. I mean, he's just a special young player.
Here's Cauley-Stein after Taurean Prince's bucket. Outside Curry. Doncic outside. Just 5 on the clock. Over Barkley. Doncic, no good.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touched by Prince.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
On the floor for Dallas. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot. They get it back. Porzingis, no good with the layup.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
That one, no good. Nice D from Durant. Floats it up for Che. On the wing, Che. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Nets lead by 15.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Now, here's Doncic. Brunson kicks to Kleba. Traps in the tray.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
Outside Durant. Back to Irving. Che outside. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That is his first foul of the game. There's the pass to Che.
Hey, the unselfishness there by Dinwiddie, you love it. He's all about doing what's best for the team.
Mavericks trailed by 14. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Porzingis. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet.
And when he rises up, he knows he's probably going to get a clean look. It's a matter of executing.
You know, for me, it doesn't get any better than seeing big fellas who can use the mid-range jumper to their advantage.
Here's Doncic following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. Now here's Brunson. He's covered by Irving. Clock at 6. Passes to Porzingis over Allen. And it's sent back by Allen.
It's really hard to shoot over Allen, which is probably why you shouldn't try to do it.
Finney-Smith passes to Porzingis. Brunson kicks to Finney-Smith. Dallas moving it around. Pass to Doncic. Now here's Porzingis. Fades away. That doesn't go either for Porzingis.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Mavericks trail by 12. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Doncic against Irving. Here's Porzingis. Pass to Brunson. It's up a 3. Barkley grabs the board. Shea's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Down low. Got a piece of it. Porzingis with the steal.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Nets.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And now racking up there, I can't believe I'm saying it, 71st victory of the season. Wow. Not something that happens often. What a ride it's been for this team.
And guys, because they play in different conferences, this is the last time these two will face off. It has to feel good getting a clean sweep here, finishing the season series 2-0 against Dallas.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Jay.
He was really important under the basket, making the plays down low and getting position to pull in rebounds.
Back to Dinwiddie. On the wing, Chain. Off on the layup.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's his constitution.
And Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home.
Let's start things off with ATM to death. After the missed shot, cleans up the glass with the acrobatic between the legs dunk. Ooh. From episode 30, we have Leo Herring 07. Swats the shot attempt with four.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA on. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Adams.
On the boards, he's been a much bigger presence these last few years than he had been prior. And he can be counted on now to make an impact with his rebounding. And that's a product of all the work he's put in down low.
So the Nets starting 5. We've got Durant. Kyrie Irving is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. And there's Jared Allen. And it's Shea in at the 4 spot. And for the Thunder, Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Chris Paul. And it's Ferguson in at the 3. Brent, 2 explosive backcourts. When you were playing, who was the toughest guard that you found to defend?
Well, I would start off with a guy named Allen Iverson. And the reason that I start with that, Kevin, the reason I start with Kevin is I just saw the back of the jersey all the time, so I remember Iverson clear as day. But if I went deeper, I would tell you guarding the Hall of Famer Mitch Richmond at a time when he was playing for the Sacramento Kings, they would run an offensive set, much like for Reggie Miller, multiple screens by a bunch of guys who were big and strong. That was not good for me to try to fight through those kind of screens. But if you gave Mitch Richmond 8 inches, 2 points.
And Richmond was strong and had bulk to his body.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
I can see the bruises.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Shea passes to Dinwiddie. Outside Durant. 5 on the clock. Shea, no good. For Oklahoma City, their last game was a loss to the Los Angeles Lakers. The shot's good from Paul.
Well, a master weaver, Chris Paul, through those screens and rolls and angles on the floor. His dribble moves are just incredible.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, a bit ago, Billy Donovan and I were able to talk, and it's no secret they have to contain Kevin Durant. The problem is, even with a hand in his face, KD's tall enough to knock it down. Coach said, you just hope he misses. True words. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. That's a 2 from Paul. Dinwiddie with the rebound.
He's going to be shaking his head on that one. Knows he missed an easy one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and you for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
Shea passes to Irving. On the wing, Shea. Allen trying to break free.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
A lot of questions about Shea and his effort in college. If he continues to do things like that, that'll go away.
Here's Paul. Paul can't get that one to fall.
He loved to make them pay for giving up that wide open jumper, just unable to do so.
And every season, the Thunder continue to be one of the more dominating teams on the glass.
You just wonder how much Steven Adams has been the catalyst for that kind of mentality. We know that offensively he's always in there to grab rebounds, but it's part of what they know is important in any possession is collecting the ball.
Outside, KD. Back to Shea, and then Barkley with the dunk.
Shea up there, fearless, flying through the air and getting that one to go.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Nets. That one was played in Brooklyn.
It wasn't even close in their last matchup, and their offense just wasn't ready to compete at that level.
And a new group in here for the Thunder. Nerlens Noel checks in for Steven Adams. Muscala comes in for Terrence Ferguson. Robertson, he's checked in for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Chris Paul. And a new group in for the Nets. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Allen. Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. Karis LeVert's checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Damian Lee in for Irving. It's Jordan on the wing. He's covered by Muscala. Jordan kicks to Lee. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Jordan. On the wing, Shea. He had 19 points in the win against Dallas. The pass to Harris. The Nets need to get a shot off here. They grab their own miss. Here's Shea, and the rejection by Noel.
Noel in there to intimidate, and does so there.
Schroeder rebounded by the Nets. Barkley's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Jordan dishes to Shea. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Brooklyn shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
Well, the great thing about the NBA is that you can prove yourself on a nightly basis. Shay's stock fell staying 4 years in college. A lot of analytics guys don't like the fact that as you get older, you maybe don't have the chance to reach a higher ceiling, but he's performed since he's entered the league.
He can't get that one to fall.
Teammates right now covering up for the type of off performance he's having. In terms of scoring, this has not been his best night.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Gallinari against Jordan. Gallinari passes to Schroeder. Over Lee. Here's Muscala. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Thunder shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Nets lead by 1. We'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. There's a great friendship between Melo, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Paul.
It's been a sort of long relationship.
And getting ready for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Mike Muscala. Terrence Ferguson comes in for Gallinari. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's checked in for Robertson. And Chris Paul's subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. And Brooklyn, look at who they've got. Allen is out there with Barkley. Then there's Irving. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's KD in at the 3 spot. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Shai in the last game against the Mavericks lit up the floor. He had 19 points, and he was in a groove all game long from both the free throw line and behind the arc. Another fantastic showing in what has been a great stretch of basketball for him. Kevin, we'll see if he can keep it going tonight.
Yeah, David, he was in attack mode all night long. GA really propelled them to that win.
When he's on, he is on. And there isn't all that much you can do to stop him.
And sometimes you can just look at a guy and you see the confidence that he's playing with. That's what I like best.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Irving for 3. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And you look at the way Steven Adams has developed his offense the last few years. It's been a huge boost for this team. He has always been a great defender, but now he is an important cog on this team in terms of scoring.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, Steven Adams always working the offensive glass, strong and aggressive in there, and gets that second chance hoop.
Durant deciding where to go with it. And there's the defensive 3-second call. And with Adams in his offense, you forget how young he is.
And big men, sometimes they just take a little longer to find their path in the NBA. And Adams has certainly found his. I remember him being mostly to screen and rebound when he was a rookie, but look how far his game has come.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Gallinari's checked in. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Well, the D doesn't seem to be too worried about him from 3-point range, and he shows us why still. I expect him to make one of those.
And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
He's showing some nice body control, outstanding at keeping his composure and continuing to play at his speed is Gallinari.
Here's LeVert. Banked in off the glass. LeVert's got his first basket of the night.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Paul outside. Fade away. Rebound, Brooklyn. Barkley's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Floats it up for Jay. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And Kyrie doing a good job of just setting everybody up, making sure there's a great pace and tempo to each possession offensively.
And so it's Brooklyn with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside.
Kevin, thanks. Nerlens, you guys had a tough time.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Shea really making a difference.
And those extra chances mean so much. And he has shaped the game with the way he's been pulling down those offensive boards.
And the team appreciating all of that dirty work going on. His activity has been phenomenal.
Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Paul out there with Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's Ferguson in at the three, the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. Perhaps no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul might not be the best point guard, but any team would be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still is strong as ever.
Thunder trailing by 9. Adams down low. Defended by Allen. Adams, the pass to Gallinari. Up again, and it's Adams on the follow.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip-in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Barkley against Gallinari. Shea kicks to Durant. Shea outside. A baseline Shea. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. DeAndre Jordan comes in for Allen, and Harris subbed in for Kevin Durant. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Dinwiddie covering. Here's Adams. That shot off. Good D by Shea.
Team starts the second half missing 4 of 5 shots. When does the coach possibly call a timeout and reiterate what he talked about at halftime? Yeah, just the first miss of the half there. They have to be happy. 3 of 4 to start it off.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. But taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas. David, thank you.
I like his demeanor right now, too. Shea letting his game do the talking. He's pouring it in right now.
Paul, no one around him. From outside, off the mark.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. You know, Brett, there may be more of an emphasis on team defense than ever before. Who are some of the better help defenders that you've scouted in the NBA?
I put Rudy Gobert #1 on this list because when you think about help defense, usually you're yelling it from the perimeter. And the reason that you're yelling it, Kevin, is that the player that you were trying to instruct or move a certain way has gotten by you. And the help call out is for somebody to be at the basket. Rudy Gobert does that better than anybody in the league. That's why the Utah Jazz have a a chance to grow and go deeper into the playoffs. They got a back line of defense, and Gobert that's pretty tremendous.
I love the guys, and Beverly might be in this category, and Smart might be in this category. They can guard down low. They give a little hedge out top, and then they get back down again where they're supposed to be.
Well, those guys do a great job of harassing out there. Yeah. So it's a little bit different in terms of help defense, on-ball defense, the way that Beverly and Marcus Smart and Paul George to that end are able to pester guys. That's one thing, but I'm yelling help because something's gone terribly wrong. Give me Gobert to fix that.
Gallinari outside. Robertson kicks to Gallinari. From deep. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Nets leading by 13. Floats it up for Jay. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
Always a good sign of maturity and steps forward when you can take this kind of effort, focus, and concentration on the road to get a win.
Here's Muscala. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. And while we can, let's see which rookies have led the way in scoring since the All-Star break. Shea, number one.
As this season progresses, you can see his confidence growing. Sometimes you forget that he's just a rookie. I mean, he looks very confident and poised with his approach to the game.
Makes it pretty tough on the defense. Who are you going to pick to send to the free throw line? And he's hitting the free throws right now. Form looks good.
Murray finds Prince. Barkley outside. Over Noel. Shea's shot is off.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only way to keep him from taking advantage of you down low. You got to play tough, physical defense.
Robertson can't hit. Brooklyn leading by 13.
Hey, D up on Sarge. Oh, right here.
Barkley right side. Fades and shoots. A shot missing.
You know, not sure if he's playing to the crowd, but no need for the fadeaway on that shot.
Here's Schroeder. No good. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Brooklyn ahead. They lead by 13. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. LeVert and Durant out on the perimeter. Then it's Barkley. Then there's Murray. And it's Claxton in at the 5. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Back to LeVert. Here's Che, and Barkley throws it down.
Fun to see Che get up and throw one down.
And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's a 13-point game. Here's Muscala. He can't hit that time. The Nets go the other way with it. Murray with it. Now guarded by Schroeder. Shea high post. They get a hand on it. Claxton the pass to Barkley. Now LeVert. He's covered by Muscala. LeVert kicks to Murray. Fires for three. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Schroeder. Murray with the defensive effort. Nets leading by 13. And Durant, here we go.
On defense, your priority is to close out on Durant's outside shot, but then he has that tight handle. Simply drives right by you.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
And they're allowing too many points in the paint. Coach is going to let them hear about it.
Yeah, coach knows that. They know that. In the timeout, they're going to hear about it, make the adjustment.
And the Thunder with some changes. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Terrence Ferguson comes in for Muscala. And Gilgeous-Alexander is subbed in for Andre Robertson. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to listen to what Billy Donovan said to his team. He was disappointed in the shot selection. He told them, stay patient, run the offense, make the extra pass. We don't have to make up the deficit all at once. We'll see if they start shooting a little better. Kevin?
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Dinwiddie covering. Allen against Gallinari. The wide open look for Durant. No good from outside.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And it's sent back by Allen. Oh, the lob to Irving. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Thunder trailing by 17. Schroeder dishes to Adams. And here is Gilgeous-Alexander. Now Gallinari. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Misses and the dry spell continues.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
Outside Irving. Pass to Che. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. And that's now 28 points for Che.
Give them credit. They've worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Ferguson. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Passes it to Ferguson. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Nets.
The biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other team.
Yeah, they were working hard on both sides of the floor, but that...
Here's Lee. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. Something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that'll do it, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in.
Hey, it's Shaq. You guys stomped that team, and I mean literally. Wasn't even close. When did you realize this game was yours to lose?
Hey, man, I guess it was around maybe.
That's the great thing about this league. It's constantly.
From episode 33, it's Watch Me Work 601. Gets rid of the defender with a filthy ankle breaker, then gets rid of the second defender with a ridiculous windmill jam. Next, we have skills to get done.
This is Hank and the Hornet on night.
Hey.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports. And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away. The feeling, no doubt, mutual. Thanks, D.A. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Antetokounmpo.
And, guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different score than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. Then there's Allen. Then it's Barkley. And it's KD in at the small forward position. And for the Bucks, Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Then there's Bledsoe. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's DiVincenzo in at 2-guard. 2 pretty high-level defensive teams tonight, Doris. Is that due to talent, scheme, or hustle, or what do you attribute it to?
I think, Kevin, you just named the 3 things that are prerequisites to being a great defensive unit. Number 1, you have got to have individual talent that is suited athletically to guard. Number 2, you've got to have a great scheme that the coach has put in position. How are you guarding the pick and roll? Do you want a top lock? Do you want to get out and challenge? Are you switching the pick and roll? And a lot of that comes down to, do you want to be great? Are you going to lay it all out there? Are you going to sacrifice your body? All of those things are a necessity.
Now here's Bledsoe. 17 points in his last outing. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss.
Listen, we know the mid-range game is in this guy's arsenal, but you wonder, should he have moved it just one pass more?
It's tipped, and it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. And a little spring cleaning now. Let's see what stays and what's gone in the new power rankings. You look at the Bucks. They're locked in again at that 3rd spot. Not a bad place to be.
And right now, Brooklyn, they're just taking it one game at a time, dismantling each opponent along the way as they were predicted to do. And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Now here's Che. The game against Oklahoma City, very impressive. 5 to shoot. Fades back, and that one drops.
Well, there's more to basketball than threes and lay-ins. Che doing work in the mid-range there.
For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Barkley against Antetokounmpo. Over Che, and it's Giannis missing. Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a win against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. And, Greg, after this season, Antetokounmpo will be eligible to sign a Supermax extension. The Bucks want him to stay happy.
The loss of Malcolm Brogdon last summer definitely stung. Trying to control costs, but you don't want to take a step back with Giannis's decision looming.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Stolen by Allen. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Out to Barkley. Dinwiddie wide open. Drills the 3-pointer.
Well, easy bucket there, right? Che finding the wide open man. Great decision.
Bledsoe taking his time here. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
A bit of pride at stake, trying to get that last 3-ball back, but couldn't get it to fall.
I'll tell you, Kevin Durant is hyped. He knows no one can stop him if the pass is perfect.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
Boy, you talk about the all-time great below-the-rim finishers. Kyrie Irving is on that list. He can use either hand. So much English. This guy is tough.
A big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Lopez. Matthews comes in for Chris Middleton. Terrence Ross is checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Hill in for Eric Bledsoe. And a new group in for the Nets. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Allen. Joe Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. LeVert's checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie, and it's Damian Lee in for Irving. Now Harris, following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo from deep. Now here is LeVert. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Barkley, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here is Hill to stop the run, and the layup is up and in.
Well, that's strength and savvy from the veteran George Hill. Despite the defense's best effort, he does a great job finishing.
Shea outside. And that one hits back iron. And so Giannis will bring it up for the Bucks. It's a 5-point game. Fires the three. That one misses. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Floats it up for Shea. And Barkley throws it down hard.
Watch him fly, so graceful on that finish. Shea lines up the alley-oop.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Hill against Lee. Hill with it. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
Well, we've seen this over the course of George Hill's career. So savvy, finding the open man.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. Brooklyn ahead. They lead by 5. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Already a superstar, Antetokounmpo talked about how much more he can improve.
I'm just trying to focus on the court. Was my...
I think he's on. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Robin Lopez is checked in for Ilyasova. Chris Middleton comes in for Terrence Ross. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And Eric Bledsoe subbed in for Hill. And Brooklyn, look at who they've got. Shea is out there with Durant. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Allen in at the center. Bucks trail by 10. And here is Antetokounmpo in the game against Philadelphia. Very impressive. Bledsoe against Irving. To the middle. 5 on the clock. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. The 2018 rookie class has been something to watch, Doris. Talent at the top, but also some terrific mid-round picks.
You know, no question, Landry Shamet is a guy who I think can be a clutch, big-time scorer who does not seem bowed by any moment, doesn't seem to be affected by pressure. Mitchell Robinson had one of the great shot-blocking seasons in New York Knicks history. I know the team didn't have success, but as a second-round guy, Mitchell Robinson could have an awfully long career.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Shea in the last game against the Thunder was tremendous. He scored 28 points, and as he always seems to do, piled up rebound after rebound. A very solid stat line for him in what was a terrific outing. And you know he wants to keep the momentum going, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. It's going to be interesting to see how he follows up that performance.
Yeah, he was the driving force behind that victory, but each night comes with different challenges.
What you love about this guy, though, is even when the defense adjusts to what he's doing, he'll make an adjustment right back. He is always ready with a counter.
Now, here's Irving. Following the miss by Eric Bledsoe. And Barkley throws it down hard.
Well, Kyrie Irving has such a good sense of when his teammates are going to create an opportunity, and he puts the pass on time and on target.
Bucks passing it around, and Durant sends it back. Irving passes to Barkley, and Barkley throws it down hard.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Now, here's Lopez. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Matthews, no one around him. Hits the three-point bomb.
That's a really good play call. Right where Matthews wants it. He's a master of the catch-and-shoot game.
Irving passes to Barkley. And Barkley throws it down hard.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. For the Bucks, they won their last contest, that game against the 76ers. Bledsoe outside. Pass to Middleton. With the floater, he lays it in. Middleton's got his first 2 points.
Well, that's a nice play. You've got to read the situation and go to your floater game when necessary.
And so it's Brooklyn. 13 points up at the end of the period. And their ability to get points in the paint has been...
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Mike Budenholzer. Coach, probably not the defense.
Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for... Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Well, you look at Shea in this game, he has been everywhere.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Then there's Robin Lopez. Then there's Bledsoe. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 2. They're the group for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half.
Such a reliable threat from range. You'd think the defense might key on him a little bit more.
Outside Irving. Barkley the pass to Allen. Dinwiddie with it. Out guarded by Giannis. Dinwiddie kicks to Shea. Puts it up from 12. Rebounded by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got 6 rebounds here tonight. No one near him. DiVincenzo can't hit it.
Boy, he really wanted that shot, trying to make the defense pay for leaving him that wide open.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And the 6'6" point guard, Spencer Dinwiddie, second-round pick of the Detroit Pistons in 2014. You know, Greg, they might have wished they held on to him.
One of the most improved players in our league. Last season, he signed that 4-year, $48 million extension from the Nets, rewarding his growth.
Well, trying to find themselves in the second half here. Just 1 for 4 from the field. Can someone in the group get hot? Let's see. Well, that's a highlight play for Mr. Jared Allen. Nice pass from his teammate.
And so Giannis will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Timeout.
They trail by 14. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Chris Middleton was a first-time All-Star in 2019. Now, we all know that Middleton is one of the league's best shooters, but he had to adjust his game to a new system under Coach Mike Budenholzer. Middleton said, "I guess that's what being an All-Star is, a team player and a complete player. Not playing for stats, playing for nothing else but to win." Kevin?
First-time All-Star and well-deserved. David, thank you. Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Ilyasova, who's checked in for Lopez. Pat Connaughton comes in for Chris Middleton. Terrence Ross is checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Hill in for Eric Bledsoe. And stolen by Ilyasova. To the paint, here's Connaughton, and he jams it with authority.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Here's Barkley. It's hauled in by Ilyasova. Bucks trail by 10. Now Ross. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And a career high in scoring, Doris, for Terrence Ross last season.
Boy, he thrived in the instant op.
And Brooklyn has possession. At one point, they led by 16. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So for Brooklyn now, we've got Spencer Dinwiddie. Jared Allen is out there with Barkley. And it's Durant. And it's Irving at the point guard position. And the foul called on Jared Allen. That's foul number 2 for him. The Bucks shooting at 50% in a decent groove. And so Antetokounmpo looking over it. Passes it to DiVincenzo. 6 to shoot. From deep, Ilyasova. It's hauled in by Jay. Jay's got 8 rebounds in this game. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That's his first foul. Dinwiddie outside. Over to the left wing. From downtown. Hands it from downtown. Dinwiddie's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Brooklyn. Bledsoe passes to Ilyasova. And Barkley sends it back.
All effort on the rejection. Shea never short on hustle.
Here's DiVincenzo. The putback, and Antetokounmpo on the follow.
How about the anticipation and the timing there? He is all over it.
Nets leading by 6. Barkley left side. And then Barkley with the dunk.
Wow, Shea is absolutely on fire. Works for everything he's got.
Bledsoe dishes to Ilyasova. Here's DiVincenzo. There's the pass to Bledsoe. Over Irving. And misses it off the right side of the rim. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And it's Allen slamming it down.
Okay, Kevin Durant scanning the floor, looking for opportunities. Make your teammates feel good. Nice.
Bucks trail by 10.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Now here's Ilyasova. Back to Bledsoe. Here's the teardrop. And he lays it up and in.
Yeah, terrific body control. Bledsoe's developed that little floater for when the defense overplays him to take it to the rim.
Back to Dinwiddie. From deep, Shea. Not going to go that time. So Milwaukee will take it the other way. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And how about the initiative there from Antetokounmpo? Excellent at seeing lanes to the basket and then just taking advantage.
Durant with it. It's Dinwiddie, top of the key. Irving with a clean look. No good on the triple. And so it's Bledsoe with it, bringing it up for Milwaukee. 6-point game. And Ilyasova kicks to Bledsoe. The Bucks working the ball around. And it's no good.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Deft touch on the alley-oop. And the Nets lead by 8.
Yeah, nice, silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're trailing by 8. 1:31 left in the fourth quarter of this one. A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Shea.
And the D tried to get physical with him down low tonight, and it really backfired. Instead, he's just tore them up. He was aggressive, inviting the contact, and really just taking it straight to him.
And with their spot in the postseason assured, he's picking up just at the right time to be on top of his game. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I was able to listen to what Mike Budenholzer told his team during that timeout. He said, this is where we make our move. This game's going to come down to big plays. Whichever team makes them is going to come out of here with the win. Kevin, you know what side he's on.
Nets leading by 6. Outside, KD. for Middleton. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Well, there's incredible concentration required when a defense is giving you that kind of contest. KD, that man doesn't rattle.
Bledsoe outside. And that's good from Antetokounmpo on the assist by Bledsoe.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
And that one's good. Durant.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
Middleton inside the three-point line.
I love the energy of Kevin Durant on the defensive end. Long and tall, and does a great job contesting without fouling.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And he ends up making the second, and that narrows the gap to 7.
Listen, it's only one miss, but it hurts all the same as they try to cut into this lead.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Barkley. Allen right side. Barkley outside. Just 5 on the clock. And that one comes up a bit short. Pass to DiVincenzo. Bledsoe kicks to Middleton. Here's DiVincenzo. No good there.
Well, you love the defensive mindset that Jared Allen brings on a nightly basis. What a contest right there.
So it's the Nets picking up the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd. Everyone in the building kind of reached against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
Hey, man, Kenny here. I thought you did a great job of keeping everyone involved. What happened out there that allowed you to rack up so many assists?
Man, it was like having the affinity.
Another day, another win.
know you can't get enough of us, so check us out on social media. We're at nba2k_2ktv. Thanks so much for joining us, and that's all we have for you this week.
And make sure to tune in next week where we announce the winners of the Shoe Creator Contest and you vote for the most popular.
Have a good game, man.
Sure. You got those tickets I gave you?
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Cool.
Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. It's the final stretch of the season, and the race for Rookie of the Year is as hot as ever. Every player on this list has shown incredible promise on the floor in what has been a great season for all these first-year stars. You look at Shea all season long. He has proven again and again that he's the cream of the crop. He's in the top spot right now, and the hardware could be his.
And there's no more deserving candidate. Any other outcome than him lifting that Rookie of the Year trophy, and I'd be shocked.
Yeah, at this point, he's separated himself from the pack. I don't know what more he could have done this year. It's been one amazing performance after another.
So the next starting five, we've got Spencer Dinwiddie. Jared Allen is out there with Barkley, and it's Durant, and it's Irving at the point. And for Chicago, Porter and Markkanen, the duo at forward. Satoransky runs the point with Levine at the 2. And it's Gafford in at the 5 spot. And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. And the Nets with possession here. It's a 3-point game. Another year of record-breaking offense. Why is it, Chris, that great offense so often beats great defense?
Because defense is not about stopping you. It's about making you take the option that the defense wants. And so if we make a guy that doesn't shoot jumpers very well, if we stop all the penetration and make him shoot a jumper and he knocks it down, you just got to shake his hand. Sometimes it's great D, better offense. And we know this is a scoring league. You know, you can play the best defense in the world and have your hand up and, matter of fact, smack him in the face. But Curry, Harden, LeBron, they're still going to knock that shot down.
Smack him in the face, you say?
Oh, I've tried that. I've done that before, and it doesn't work with the great ones. No. Just tap them on the forehead while they're shooting a jump shot and look the other way. They'll still knock it down.
Now here's Porter following the miss by Shea. And here is Satoransky. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Clippers. Got it. Nice one there from Levine.
A decent threat from downtown. You got to see Levine nailing this shot more and more.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, thank you very much. I was able to talk with Coach Jim Boylan for a minute. The task of defending Kyrie Irving was foremost on his mind. He is a slippery ball handler, maybe the best in the league, with an array of shots and moves at every level. It has to be a team effort to try and limit his impact on the game. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Can they get it? That's tipped.
The coaching staff loves this. They know Markkanen has the length needed to swat a lot of shots away.
Outside for KD. Just 5 to shoot. Irving passes to Shea. Another shot. Nice jump shot. Good. Barkley's got 5. Here's Satoransky. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. And Coach Jim Boylan agreeing to a multi-year extension with the Bulls this summer, Greg.
And taking that interim tag off his title as head coach, Boylan, with over 30 years of coaching experience, afforded the opportunity to continue developing this young core.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Jordan, he's checked in for Allen. Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. And Karis LeVert subbed in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Now, here's Dunn. And the pass to Hutchison. Over Harris. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Now, look, even if he had other places to go with the ball, that's a good shot. You can't blame him for letting that one fly.
And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That is his first foul of the game. Chicago making a switch here. Valentine's checked in. And the Nets also making a change. Lee's checked in. Nets passing it around. From deep, Shea. Markkanen pulls it in.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Here's Hutchison. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn.
What unselfishness from the young guard, Dunn. He's making more of an effort to distribute the ball.
Pass to LeVert. He kicks it to Harris. Shea outside. Pass to Harris. Floats it up for Shea. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Dunn. And Dunn with the slam.
Coaching staff might see him working and work on his defense and showing improvement on this end.
Lee passes to LeVert. Harris outside. From deep, Shea. And it's Chicago with the rebound. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Nets. That one was played in Brooklyn.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
They needed more fire and intensity tonight. Even if they don't win the battle of the boards, they have to put up a fight.
Now here's Lee. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And again, it's the Nets missing.
I don't know if it's been the main factor, but this off night has definitely been one factor here.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Bulls shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
And so he makes both from the line. 15 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Barkley against Young. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Oh, that play took tremendous focus. Shea with the and-one opportunity here.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Done outside. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's Zach LaVine making things happen for Chicago. He notched 8 points in the quarter. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, they really got after it. I mean, they made life extremely difficult for the shooters, which is why they hold this lead.
Setting the floor for the Nets. On the perimeter, Harris and Prince. Then it's Shea. And it's Claxton in at the 5. Home in the paint. And for a player that didn't come in with a lot of fanfare to the NBA, Markkanen is one of the top young players in the league.
Yeah, call him the marksman or the finisher. Call him Larry Bird, if you like. Fantastic stretch 4, who showed he could be a focal point of an offense, can play with an edge as well, and is just scratching the surface of his potential.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, there's not a lot of NBA players who come from Finland. Now there's Lauri Markkanen. Before him, there was Hanno Matala, who was actually Lauri's high school coach. Markkanen is soft-spoken and family-focused, but he says everything starts from basketball. All the decisions I make are based on if it helps me on the basketball court. Kevin?
Terrific attitude, David. Thanks. Here's Prince. Good. And it's Shea picking up the assist. Prince has got the opening basket here in the second quarter for Brooklyn. The Bulls have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
Yeah, Greg, and maybe the...
And so it's Brooklyn with it. 1:02 left now here in the second. It's deflected. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. And while we can, how about a look at the rookies with the highest shooting percentage since we returned from the All-Star break? Shea is second.
He has been outstanding since the break. Defenders have been struggling to slow him down.
58 seconds left to play here in the half. A floater.
And guys, it really looks like they've lost a step here in the second quarter. They have been really stagnant offensively.
Bean passes to Gafford. Here's Hutchison. Sinks that one from the post. Hutchinson's got the lead up to 7 now for the Bulls.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Barkley. Yes, it's good. Good for basket number 4. He's now 4 for 10.
Well, this is what we've come to expect from Shea. Aggressive move, doing damage.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Dunn dishes to Levine. Shot from the wing. Brooklyn with the rebound. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
Remarkable consistency from deep. You can't count on that every game, especially on the road.
And they were connecting. And when they're connecting like that, they're hard to beat. Their accuracy from outside, just incredible.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
The Nets have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4.
And you look at stars in this league, not that many went to all 4 years of college. Don't tell that to Shea.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Bulls lead by 2. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Well, you look at Shea in this game, he has been everywhere.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
Yeah, Greg, this game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade. For the second half of basketball. So for Chicago right now, Levine at the 2 with Porter at the 3. Then there's Thomas Satoransky. Then there's Markkanen. And it's Gafford in at the center, filling out the middle. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Shea in the last game against the Bucks was tremendous. He had 16 points and was his usual dominant self on the glass. Another outstanding outing, something that's become more and more commonplace for him. Bring it back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
I think he will, because he takes being a leader seriously, and it shows in how he approaches things at both ends of the floor.
Chris, with every team looking to maximize floor space, which big men are the deadliest from outside? The shot that you've got to respect.
Oh, well, I think you got to go with a few. Just rapid fire. You got to go with that man, Mr. Towns, out there in Minnesota. How about Blake Griffin, what he did for the Pistons, just shooting, knocking those threes down. Now, I got to give my man Big Lopez a shout out. He shoots it deep from Curryland out there for the Milwaukee Bucks. So much fun watching these guys. And don't forget about Big Marc Gasol. He'll let it fly from deep as well.
He will, and they're all effective.
Oh, very effective.
That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut back down to 2 points on the basket from Markkanen. Dinwiddie kicks to Allen. Lined up there for Allen. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Are you kidding me with that pass? Okay, Kyrie. That one made my day.
For Chicago, they've gone only 1 of 6 from the field in the third quarter. Not how they pictured the half started. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, and sometimes, Greg, it's the most subtle moves that make the biggest difference.
Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for Chicago.
And let's check out some stats. Here are the numbers for Thaddeus Young. How last month turned out for him. Putting up about 10 points a night, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Yeah, he's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Yeah, GA, I like it because he's not overcomplicating things. I mean, he's just playing to his strengths and taking what the defense gives him.
Bulls trail by 6. Now, Satoransky. He's still scoreless so far in this one.
2 block shots with fouling. I mean, you have great timing and body control. Che showing both.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Poke loose. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it, the fast break chance.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
Well, the results are clear as day. Great approach coming into the third quarter. We'll see if they can keep it up.
Outside, Levine. Off the left rim and out.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Dinwiddie kicks to Irving. From deep, Shea. They get it again. Here's Claxton. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The Nets haven't yet missed a free throw. 5 for 5.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
And he knocks down the first one. Some changes for Chicago. Chandler Hutchison, he's checked in for Portland. Denzel Valentine comes in for Levine, and it's done in for Satoransky. And then for Brooklyn, Joe Harris is checked in for Durant. Karis LeVert comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie, and Lee's subbed in for Kyrie Irving. LeVert the pass to Claxton. Harris with it. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Floats it up for Jay. Stolen by Markkanen. Here's Valentine. Drops it in from 14 feet away.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
Passes it to LeVert. The Nets working the ball around now. Down against Lee. Back to LeVert. Shot clock at 6. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by the Bulls. Markkanen's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Dunn dishes to Markkanen. Back to Dunn. Floats one. He can't get it to go. Good D by Che.
And they continue to control the glass.
And the dunk by Che.
No, sure, get the ball in Che's hands any way you can. He will provide.
Here's Dunn. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Brooklyn in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Oh, beautiful feed. Always a luxury to have a big man who can see the whole floor.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Setting the floor for the Nets. On the perimeter, Harris and Prince. Shea is out there with DeAndre Jordan. And it's LeVert in at the 1 spot. And the first one at the line is good. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. The league has cracked down, C-Webb, on flagrants. Players leaving the bench. Do you think we need to be as strict about it as we've been?
Oh, I love the attention to detail the league has given on flagrants. So you don't want the flagrants of the past. My friend Kevin McHale, he says Rambis just ran into his elbow. That wasn't even a flagrant foul on that play, if anybody remembers that old play that I'm talking about back in the Celtics-Laker days. But how about today? My thing, Kevin, is just don't call a ticky-tack a flagrant. And I think we all know what a flagrant is. Let's keep the new flagrants is flagrants and no flopping. If you flop, no flagrants. Games are too important. You don't want that flagrant 1, flagrant 2, a shot and the ball. It can change the momentum of the game. I think the league and the refs are doing a great job. Let's just not let those ones that aren't flagrant sneak in there because of flopping.
And Chris, what about players leaving the bench when there's something going on?
Well, tell you what, the league has always been great about that. And now what's funny is if you watch the games, there's an assistant coach that is designated just when he sees a scuffle on the floor. His only job is to run to the end of the bench and stand at the line with his arms out so no player can cross him. So not only is the league taking steps, not only are players mindful of it, but now you have an assistant coach. His only job is to stand up there and to be an obstacle so that no players can step that foot across the line. It changes series. It causes big fights. It puts fans in harm's way. We just don't need it.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Shea inside. Markkanen on him. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Lauri Markkanen. And the first one drops. One negotiating concession the league wants from the Players Union. Prospect attendance, Chris, at the draft combine and team-wide access to player physicals.
Well, this is a tough one because I don't think that a team that is not interested in you should have your physical. And we all know that information is shared, and so it should be genuine in the teams that are truly interested. And so I understand agents holding back on that. Medical information is something very serious that just because you have an opportunity to be drafted, your information shouldn't be spread all across the world just because you're at a combine. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but basically you just want a level playing field for everyone. And if we have that, it'll be better for everyone.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Poor rotations. I mean, slow help and just not enough toughness on the interior. They've got a lot to talk about.
Levine feeling it out a bit. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5-for-11 night.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by the Nets.
Here's Barkley. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Bulls trail by 19. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Porter against KD. Now here's Porter. He's guarded closely. Well, you look at guys like Otto Porter, Greg. He just brings so much with his consistent outside jumper.
And guys, he's shot threes at a tremendous clip the last few seasons. I mean, really for his whole career. Sometimes can be a bit passive, so you just make sure he's involved and looking for his shot.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Allen's checked in. There's the feed to Barkley. And Shea throws it down.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Yeah, right now it feels like they can't miss. We'll see how long they can make this last.
Porter kicks to Levine. Barkley grabs the board. Shea's got 11 rebounds in the game. Here's KD. Allen passes to Irving. Tries yet again. Rebounded by Gafford.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Floats it up for Shea. And Barkley throws it down.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Nets.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And it's pretty incredible when you look at the body of work this year, guys. I mean, .5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey again, everybody. Ernie Johnson. I got Shaq here. Got Kenny the Jet here. Standing by on headset near the locker rooms. Right.
Hey, what's up? This is Kenny here, man. I just wanted to congratulate you first on a great win. But you guys have been dominating, and specifically you, during this stretch. What you got to do to keep this going?
Keep it going, man. I just think we have to keep believing. You know, block out the
And, folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always our pleasure, although sometimes it's yours as well. For Kenny the Jet and Shaquille, Ernie Johnson, have a great night.